There really are mistresses out there who do not know their place and do not even know how to be ashamed. That being said, I know that you've been following this fiasco between Kevin, Sharina, and Wendy, and ever since the divorce, we could not believe the nerve of Sharina and Kevin to keep on extorting money from Wendy. Many of Wendy's fans are wondering why she even stayed with Kevin for many years even though she knew about Kevin cheating with Sharina. Although some may know that Kevin is just in it for money, many were still surprised to know that his affair with Sharina has already been going on for more than 10 years. It would not be a shock though to know that both Kevin and Sharina were just using Wendy's money throughout the years that they were betraying her. Not everyone could have that kind of patience as Wendy's. I mean, knowing that your husband is cheating and then letting them spend your hard-earned money? I bet we can all agree that it would take a lot to endure that act. So when Wendy decided to divorce Kevin, she no longer held back. She exposed all the things that she knew about them. She kept on dropping hints about them through her interviews. She should have done it before, but maybe she had better plans. That is why she only talked about this when she left him. Since she is aware that something is going on between Kevin and Sharina, she decided to hire a private investigator. That is when she discovered that Sharina was already pregnant. That was it for Wendy. That was the last of her patience, and she could no longer tolerate the act. If you think that Sharina was very content being a mistress when Kevin and Wendy were still together, then let me tell you that Sharina had pressured Kevin to divorce Wendy. Maybe at one point she does not want to be a mistress anymore. But of course, Kevin would not do that. He cannot do that considering that Wendy is the one who has power and money. Although a source had talked about how controlling Kevin was when he was still married to Wendy, the source revealed that Kevin was insecure and that he does not allow Wendy so much to be in touch with her family and friends. He must be afraid that the people close to Wendy would open her eyes to what her husband was doing. Kevin is likely insecure because he knew that he was not bringing anything to the table, and ever since, he was just living in the shadows of Wendy. People would not even know him if not for Wendy. He's still trying to be relevant these days by always including Wendy's name in the statements and interviews that he makes. It is as if he cannot exist without using her name and, of course, her money. He doesn't know what else to do because Sharina, which is her current partner, does not also have an influence. But before we get deeper into the video, if you love Wendy Williams and want to see more videos about her life and the issues she's involved in, then make sure that you subscribe to our channel. I will keep you on the loop about the latest news about her. Going back to our video, ever since Wendy decided to divorce Kevin, she's always throwing shade to both Kevin and Sharina, as she should. Her words are not even enough to let these two pay for everything that they did to her. To think that they were able to spend so much money on Wendy when Kevin was still married to her? Whatever Wendy throws at them, they deserve it for the struggles that she went through because of them. But like what I mentioned earlier, there are mistresses like Sharina who have the guts and nerve to throw shade at the people they harmed. Yeah, sure, Wendy is no longer married to Kevin, but it would never change the fact that Sharina was just a mistress and that she was okay to be a mistress so long as Kevin is spoiling her with everything that she wants. But this girl Sharina though is not content with everything that she got from Wendy. She wants more, and both Kevin and her would not stop unless Wendy continues to pay them alimony. Ever since Wendy revealed the things that they did behind her back, Sharina was also consistent on throwing shade and jabs at Wendy through her Instagram account. She was not even being subtle with the things that she said on her social media anyway. As if she would be able to have the lifestyle that she got used to if not for Wendy's money. She should know better, and both of them should be aware that Wendy got all the influence to take both of them down with just a few revelations. Sharina must be afraid right now because there is a possibility that she would go broke and would no longer have the chance to live a lavish lifestyle that she cannot even afford in the first place. Rumor has it that she also plays a part on why Kevin had filed a case against Wendy, claiming that Wendy breached their settlement agreement by not giving him the alimony anymore. Both of them are not thinking about their decisions though. Kevin must have forgotten about that specific thing that they had agreed on in that document as well. Or he just wants to take a shot just so he can extort more money from Wendy. It is possible that he's also thinking about the possibility of Sharina leaving him once he can no longer give her everything that she wants. On that note, he was just using Wendy's money all along. Even when the divorce was finalized, he completely relied on the alimony to provide for his new family with Sharina. Sharina is okay with it as well, as long as she's able to get what she wants and as long as they have the money, she actually does not care about how it will look for her. It must have been nothing anyway, since it was okay for her to be a mistress. She was never ashamed of it and had the nerve to even throw shade at Wendy. I guess I'll be getting some lessons when Wendy responds to this case and when she completely shuts them down. We all hope that Wendy would continue this and not give them any money or the satisfaction of involving her in this mess. Come on, Kevin and Sharina do not even think of working. What are they doing right now anyway? If you're wondering about how they were able to survive all those years without a decent job, then you should already know by now that the alimony must be too much for their lavish lifestyle, that they got used to it and do not ever want to work ever again since they're getting money from Wendy anyways. What do you think about Sharina throwing shade at Wendy? She's obviously so full of herself, just like Kevin. I would love to know your thoughts, so comment them down below. They say that birds of the same feathers flock together, and that would be the case for Sharina and Kevin if they continue to bother Wendy with all their messy issues. Also, if you're wondering why Wendy had stopped giving Kevin severance pay, then that is because she is no longer getting compensation from her show. According to the document that they signed, the severance pay can be modified or stopped if Wendy's contract with her show is terminated. As we all know by now, the Wendy Williams show was already cancelled and that the time slot was already given to another host. This is because of Wendy not being able to film for her show for quite a long time because of her health issues. She had talked about her alcoholism before and she was also dealing with Graves' disease. That is why she was required to take a rest and recover. Let us also not forget that ever since the divorce, her problems seemed to pile up. She had a lot on her plate that she just had to rest and take a break. Now, it must be clear that Wendy did not breach the contract if we're gonna consider the limitations to their agreement. But that is for the court to rule anyway. One thing's for sure though, no matter how this case is going to end, people would continuously criticize Kevin and Sharina for the things that they've done and are still doing. Another factor that must have played a role in this matter is Wendy's issue with her bank. You must have also heard about that news, but Wells Fargo is not giving Wendy access to her own money. According to them, they have the grounds to believe that Wendy is not of sound mind to make financial decisions. Even though it all seemed like these things are at a disadvantage for Wendy, the odds are still in her favor because this allowed Wendy to not continue paying alimony to Kevin. Thus, Sharina is also affected because like what I said, she's not working and all the businesses that she decided to start all failed. By the way, the businesses that I was talking about are also funded by Kevin through Wendy's money. If it's really true that they're about to go broke, then they deserve it. Wendy should have done this a long time ago and should not give them even a single penny anymore. But there are people believing that this must just be an act of Sharina and Kevin to get public sympathy. As if people are going to fall for this act. No matter what they do, people made up their mind about them and it would not change anytime soon, even if they're already struggling financially. They do not even deserve Wendy's time. Wendy must also be thinking the same thing. That is why she's not bothering to respond to this right away. She must be enjoying the act of these two because they totally look like they're almost begging Wendy for her money. Kevin, especially Sharina, should know by now that Wendy is capable of bringing them down once she returns. Nothing is holding her back anymore, so it would surely be a good fight. Whether this is really Sharina's idea for Kevin to file a complaint, it does not matter because we all know how this is going to play out. May Wendy continue to leverage this opportunity to her advantage because we are all excited for Kevin to exhaust all his remaining financial resources just to lose against Wendy. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to check out these videos.